Welcome to the Chop Team. I'm your host, Seth Dark.
I'm your host, twinsinc.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with the topic that we want to chop up. Let's say
Those at the shop go in.
So, I'm going to look forward.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing today? This is the Chop Team. Yes, Seth the Dark Child.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everybody.
And twinsinc. Hope everybody's having a good day, because I'm having a good day. How about you, brother?
Yo, man, it's hard to be more blessed. That's all I'm going to say. It's hard to be more blessed.
We are here in this Atlanta weather, and the weather is nice out here. It is hot out here, but we here. And you see the topic today, ladies and gentlemen. Manosphere Media Blackout. Manosphere Media Blackout. Seth the Dark Child, what do you think about that, sir?
You know, I just find recently it's just been hitting me that certain topics are being kept out of the public arena. It just seems to me that mainstream media will not say a whole lot of stuff that we take for granted every day, or that we would like to talk about, that the conversations need to be had.
Now, before we jump into this, because some people might be like, what is the Manosphere? The Manosphere is a collection of websites, blogs, online forums promoting masculinity, strong opposition of feminism, misogyny, yes, within the men group, with us. Men going their own way, whatever you want to call it, whatever it may be. But this is the Manosphere.
Yeah.
Because right now, when you look at the media, women, ladies, they have all these huge platforms. When I say huge platform, I'm talking about on these big national network channels, NBC, ABC, Fox, whatever. They got huge platforms on these morning shows, late shows, whatever, led by a woman, telling women things about what they can and can't do, and be, just independent, which is cool. But what we're saying is that we have nothing for the men. So this is what we have now, and this is what we're going to talk about today. Go ahead, Seth the Dark Child. I was wondering if everybody idea what the Manosphere is. Some people didn't know, like, what's the Manosphere? Where'd it come from?
Yeah, like I say, and just for, like you just said, just to add to that, the Manosphere isn't some odd place out here in space. This is where a lot of men come because we want support too. We want somebody. We want to talk and we want to speak and be heard. We want to hear conversations that are conducive to our lives, our experiences, our issues. But I just noticed recently that not only does the male topics get excluded from the public discourse, I'm starting personally, and I'm quite sure I should have been noticed this, but I'm starting to notice a concerted effort to keep men's issues out of the public discourse.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
kind of like a shadow ban or shadow block, whatever, where you have these content creators out there who's getting more views, and then these huge platforms talking about certain topics, but their views and their interaction is way higher. And as we know in this age that we're in right now, when something becomes viral, like if you do something, you become viral. Like think about the girl with the Gorilla Glue. She went viral. She was on this TV show. She was on this, Doctors, XYZ, even afterwards, right? So when you do something go viral and everybody talks about it all the time, somehow you end up on a local news or interview, something.
You start getting sponsorships.
Which she did.
Yeah, of course. I thought I heard that Gorilla Glue actually reached out to her.
I think they did, but I don't know if it's sponsored or whatever. I think it was just. Yeah.
You would think, okay, so that's cool. I'm not gonna steal her thunder. I'm just saying. How is it that kind of activity always seems to end up in public discourse? Why do I know about the Gorilla Glue girl?
Facts.
You know, but
she only did one thing to go viral.
One thing,
meaning that she put the glue in her hair, and that's how she was. Outside of that, we haven't seen any content from her afterwards. Hell, we didn't even see any content before prior to that, right?
Exactly. And I don't know where's she at now. Exactly.
I mean, I'm sure she's doing well, better now. Got the glue out of her hair and XYZ. She probably just jumped on her own wave and created other videos and stuff. But that's it, right?
Exactly.
But she made national news platforms XYZ.
Exactly. Do me a favor before we get into this all. Go to YouTube.
All right.
And the reason like I say, I just want to point out some simple things. But once again, go to, let's say, the Breakfast Club. Just want to check this out.
Okay.
Now, the reason I brought up them, because of course they've been in the news a lot lately.
Hold on 1 second here.
But the Breakfast Club, they've had Dr. Umar Johnson on recently, a couple of months ago. Long interview. He's been on multiple times. But you haven't seen anybody like Donovan Sharp or O'Shea Duke Jackson or Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews or Kevin Samuels on the Breakfast Club. Isn't that funny? Even though I guess you would say, isn't the Breakfast Club about current topics and current trends in the black community?
All over. Yes, I agree.
So wouldn't it? And what is the currently largest trending issue going on in the black community? What would you think that is?
The current issue or current trend?
Yeah.
Are you referring to like blacks being killed?
But they covered that. What else?
I only got to thumb your bone.
I'm just saying. But that's the whole point. Black relationships and the black family, shouldn't that be a trending topic on Breakfast Club?
Yes.
Or any of those shows? But no, there's the reason I keep pointing it out. I didn't want to look at it. I just wanted you to look at the Breakfast Club and see how many views they get on any particular video.
I mean, they had a video yesterday that got 71K views.
71,000?
One day.
Okay, what about another one?
Another one was 2 days ago.
Okay.
21K.
Oh, wow. Scroll down. Look.
Okay, hold on. Another one, 38K.
Okay. All right.
Another one, 61K. Another one, 64K, 27, 68. Wow. The top one, they finally broke 136.
Okay, so that's that.
Yes.
Now pull up somebody. Let's say somebody we might know, like Kevin Samuels.
Okay, let's take a look here.
Which, just saying.
All right, Mr. Kevin Samuel, aka Godfather. So hold on, because we look at his most recent views, right?
I don't care. Just pull up any five.
Hold on, no, because I want to make it fair. I don't want to make it like we pull up his top views only.
You got. I'm saying just pull up the. Okay, go.
Okay. All right. Cool. So one day. He did one day, which is Friday. He did a topic going up or down, right? That's all it was.
I haven't even watched that yet.
Me neither.
Okay.
324K.
Isn't that like more than all the Breakfast Club you
yes, just ran through it.
But that was just one.
3 days.
3 days.
376K.
Okay.
Another one. 407K.
So wait. So you telling me in like a week this dude has done over 1 million views?
Yes, and then
just check it.
Yes. Those 3 views right there, and then
over 1 million. Hey, but maybe we being unfair. Let's go to Let's go to CNBC.
Okay, CNBC. Because
that's a major network, right?
Yeah, and they also have a YouTube platform as well.
Oh, okay.
All right, so they had one video go 1 day ago, 121K.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. That's nice.
Next one, 17K.
Oh, okay.
Another one, how the rich avoid paying taxes. So 454, but that was 6 days ago.
So a week.
Yeah.
So in a week, Kevin did 1 million in a week, right? But they did maybe at best 600, 650 maybe.
Yeah.
But that's a major news network.
Huge.
He's just an individual content creator.
Right. That's speaking on relationships.
Oh, okay.
Well,
One more?
Let's go one more. Let's go with one of the biggest ones that everyone know, which is CNN.
CNN.
Nah, this is the big one. So
I noticed something.
Take 11, Mike 2. To New York.
yes, they do.
Stand by, ready 3, take 3, Mike 2. 3, slow zoom in a little bit. Roll set, take 3. Ready 13, full. Ready camera 3, 1 center up.
Good evening, I'm David Walker.
And I'm Lois Hart. Now here's the news.
We interrupt. There's been a late development. Shots reported fired.
Reagan has indeed been shot.
Let's go down to the Kennedy Space Center.
Challenger, go and throttle up.
This is the moment that we've been waiting for to a very happy ending.
We are shutting down our facility.
I've never seen anything like this.
The assault on Tiananmen Square is now underway.
The very dramatic moment here at the wall. CNN reporting live from Berlin.
There's something going on in the Manosphere and media blackout. Meaning that we talking about these black content creators who's putting out great content out there to, one, educate the black community. Because when you think at the Kevin Samuels, the mediocre tutorial reviews, even Osage Jackson, you know, even though he talk about celebrity gossip, but he's still educating men and women about things going on. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Well, no, and that's the point. The only reason I bring this up is to say that these guys are putting out content. Oh, wait, mediocre tutorials and reviews got how many views?
Hold on.
68,000, 64,000, 72,000. That's significantly more than, I don't know, the Breakfast Club. Just a thought, right?
Right.
Now, be not throwing no sand, but wouldn't you think that any content creators doing this should get at least a little media coverage? Honestly, it doesn't. This doesn't make sense. It's like it's willfully ignoring issues that might pertain to men's issues. Once again, the Breakfast Club, and I've watched them a little bit. They're in this beef right now with Kwame Brown. You know, once again, I'm not saying they're right or wrong, but why you didn't have a problem interviewing Kwame Brown, but you ain't called mediocre tutorials and reviews. You don't have a problem interviewing Dr. Umar Johnson multiple times, but you won't give Kevin Samuels a call. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just think about that. And I even seen a topic recently that Charlemagne the God specifically avoided mentioning Kevin Samuels' name. Why? Did he have orders to do that or something like that? Or did someone tell him not to mention his name in the show? And if they do happen to mention the name, it has to be in a derogatory fashion. DJ Envy, just asking.
Well, but that's because the Breakfast Club is a huge platform. Salute to them for the hard work they did put in and get where they at.
Yeah, I'm not attacking them.
No. I'm saying, but what I'm saying is that. But what I'm saying is this: their channel or their platform is ran by someone that's not us.
You mean with a lighter complexion?
Lighter complexion.
I mean, not like DJ Envy lighter complexion.
No,
like
lighter than that.
Whole demographic.
Oh, demographic.
Okay.
So it's weird that when you have, black men, because I hear this conversation a lot when I hear from women that men need to lead, men need to do this, and men need to do that. Okay, these men have these huge platforms, and they're talking about really good substance. If you are mature enough to sit there and actually listen to it without putting your emotions into it, you actually may learn something. We can sit here through all these years and listen to these Ricky Lakes and Oprah Winfrey about XYZ. I heard my mom was a big fan of Oprah. I used to watch Oprah when I was young. I sit through and listen to all that, right? I had no problem with it. It is what it was. But now when we have our men out here who are creating very similar platform for black men, it's frowned upon. It's kind of blacked out because, once again, I'm not saying these guys need to be on their own. They don't need to be on, ABC, NBC have their own TV show. Doesn't matter. The fact is that they're not getting that even recognition because they're pulling in views and making big money than some of these big companies have been around for decades. Yep. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, are you still plugged into the matrix? Have you really unplugged yourself to see what's really going on? Why are they getting blacked out? But if But if it was a video, if it was women talking about XYZ or twerking, it'd be all over the news and XYZ being exposed.
Exactly.
See, this is something like we need to talk about and think about. Like, why is it that, even if you're not a big fan of Kevin Samuel, Media Tutorial Reviews, he talk about great content. He has a great show tonight. He's going to have your girl on it.
Shahrazad Ali, the god.
I'll be tuning in watching that because he been calling her auntie for the longest. And somehow the word got back, and she's gonna do a show with him. So I have my popcorn, not popcorn, but I'm be tuning in, locked in, watching because she was saying great things about the black community back in the early '90s, and it was frowned upon.
Shoot.
And it's the things she talk about now is still relevant now.
I don't think she was saying great things. I disagree with you a little bit on that terminology, not because it wasn't great, but because she was trying to hold people accountable for their actions, and that was frowned upon. And they did everything they could to silence her, because where was she from the 90s until today? Not saying that she wasn't trying.
No.
They shadow banned her, obviously.
Yes.
But she's still here, still preaching the exact same rhetoric, but now she has an audience that's listening.
And you said there's people she was trying to keep accountable. Who were the people she was trying to keep accountable?
She was keeping black men and women, but she was really saying that there's a breakdown amongst accountability and responsibility and respect in the black community from one gender to the other.
Okay.
And it wasn't the masculine gender towards the feminine gender.
True.
So, is that a politically correct way to say that?
I like that.
Okay.
That was a good answer.
Yeah. So once again, this isn't to throw stones. This particular podcast. No, it's just saying that it's amazing to me. I listen to a lot of Manosphere rhetoric. Whether or not you agree with everybody who you'll listen to, you might not like Terrence Popp. You might not like Coach Greg Adams. You may not like Sandman. You may not like Better Bachelor, the Joker. But the point being is, these men have been putting out content for a long time. You're looking at millions of views, and yet you can Google these men and they don't even exist. But they're putting out millions of articles. But on the same token, what is one of the headlines I saw today was there's a challenge to Roe versus Wade up before the Supreme Court. That got national news, national headlines, but who's that important to? I would say if my girl was pregnant and I didn't want her to have a baby, that would be very important to me. But the point being is, who is that important to? I'm gonna say the females of our species. They're enjoying that. They need that knowledge. When Joe Biden wants to quote unquote cancel student loan debt, that's not for us. That's not our topic. It trends, but that's not for men. When he's talking about canceling student loan debt, we will get some benefit from it, but primarily, that's not for us.
And also, before you continue, for when y'all say out there, ladies, black women are most educated in our group. Let's be clear, this is in the black group, right?
Yes.
So when you think about whites, Asians, whatever else, you're not at the top of the totem pole. So yeah, you might be the top educated person. You're not really educated, but most enrolled and whatever. But
you can pass a test,
right? But that means that's in our group. So so that's like saying, I'm the top of the shit. You know what I mean? You bomb the barrel, but I'm on top of it, so I'm still better than you.
I don't know. Okay.
I'm not calling them shit, but I'm saying when your ranking gets
painful
when you're ranking across the whole world and other gender groups, it's not so like you might want to bring down your tone a little bit. You might want to calm that down. Like, yeah, congratulations, but when you compare other groups and ladies, it don't look too well. But continue what you were saying. I have that out there.
Well, once again, I actually applaud black. I would just say this as a sidebar on that one. I actually applaud black women getting the degrees, being the most educated. I do not applaud on the fact that you got degrees that are essentially I'm say useless, but you got the degrees, but you didn't get the money that came with the degrees. So once again, having a degree in communications means nothing.
Yeah.
Having a degree in PR public relations, what does that do? What does that pay? Where's the money at in that? How many jobs are there available for that? Will you be able to do that in 10 years? If the answer is no, then why'd you get a degree in it? You know,
Or why'd you get a degree in it if you know you want to be a full-time stay-at-home wife?
well, I mean, I wasn't even going to touch.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just throwing out there. I'm just throwing out there because I've been PhD, but I don't be a full-time mother.
You know what?
So how does that make sense then? So
If you got it, okay. How about this? Let's say you did get a PhD. I know we are way off track, right? We should reel it back in.
good. Say what you gotta say. We'll bring it right back.
But if you did get a degree in, let's say, archaeology, right? Well, first off, where are you going to do that at? How many positions to be an archaeologist are there available? How many grants are you going to be able to get to do that? And are you going to be able to do it if you take 5 to 10 years off to be a parent? No. Then why did you go to school for that?
It wasn't really thought out. Wasn't very logical. But yes, these are just some of the topics that are discussed in detail in the Manosphere.
Exactly. Thank you. Excellent segue. Excellent segue.
These are the contents that is being deep dive and broken down, not just on the level that we brought on. They break it down all the way down to the module, right? Whatever you want to say, and it makes more sense. Like, maybe going to school for a PhD in business administration wasn't a great look.
Exactly. I can be a supervisor. Yay. But couldn't you just work your way into a supervisor position without spending 4 years in a college?
But anyway,
just saying.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Yes.
But once again, those type of questions. The Manosphere isn't just about men and women arguing over who should pay for dinner or open doors at a restaurant. It's not.
Right.
These are real conversations that need to be had that affect the culture between men and women. There is a gender war, and women have won it in the media. You have. Women, ladies, you've won, hands down. You beat our monkey asses in the media. But in real reality, the numbers look horrible. Black people numbers look worse than anybody else because shit always rolled downhill. But at the same time, only 24% of us getting married. 24%. That means 76% of black women will never get married. Never, ever. No rings in your lifetime. 78% of all of our children are being born in single parent households. 78. 70% Well, they have to be born in single parent households because 74% of you will never get married. But that needs to be talked about, and that's what we talk about. And it's just odd to me the way the media doesn't allow any of those numbers to get spoken, and the people who actually understand those numbers and are willing to have a discourse on those numbers are blacked out of the media. And don't get me wrong, white people, Hispanic people have their own issues. And they are not, but when it comes, I'll just say this. A few days ago, there was an article that said 1 in 4 homeless are women and children.
Oh, wow.
1 in 4 homeless. You know what was said immediately following that? We need to do something because it's not right that 1 in 4 women are homeless. 1 in 4 of the homeless are women. Nobody gave a blanking damn that meant 3 out of 4 were men. But we care as men. We care. The Black Manosphere. Well, I'm sorry. The Manosphere cares that 75% of everybody who is homeless just happens to have a penis. Can't seem to get that on CNN though, huh?
No.
Or NBC or ABC or Fox. And we need to go ahead and do what we're doing right now, but we need to start figuring out a way to invest in ourselves and create this, because this media blackout is persistent. Year after year after year, decade after decade. If it affects men, especially in this country, we get the shit end of the stick. I'll watch my language later. I don't think shit is a problem though.
No.
Gotcha. Just want to be sure, you know what I'm saying? This actually me trying to act like I got sense without throwing stones or anything, but seriously, there's a media blackout on man-specific issues. We can't talk about we can talk about birth control all we want, but you'll never see actual birth control conversation from a male point of view on CNN headline news.
No.
Or Fox Tonight. Let's hear Sean Hannity talk about it. Let's do that. I don't even like the dude, but it'd be nice if it came up. So that, once again, there is a media blackout. I just wanted to point it out and say the words so that if there's a discussion to be had, we can start it.
Let's unblock the blackout.
Yeah.
And listen, the way to unblock the blackout, not, is to support, is to share, is to like, is to listen. That's the only way you can get the word out. Because the more shares that these Manosphere channels are receiving, the more people will listen to it. I mean, you look now, as you broke down the beginning of the video, we talk about all the views. So the views are there. Just people who's watching it. They're getting, like Mr. Kevin Samuel, he's getting more views than CNN. CNN getting these, yes, they have it. They're ongoing every day. But when you look at YouTube, that's pretty cool to be, as one person, maintain a whole channel with content, having conversations Monday through Friday, right? Sometimes Saturday, he does whatever, and you have more views. A single man has more views than these big cable networks, and great topics that are being talked about. And for some reason, he's blacked out. But we have no problem promoting people who, like, I'm gonna call what it is, like Derek Jackson out there. He's been on plenty daytime shows and interviews and all XYZ, even the Breakfast Club, getting promoted. But we all have flaws, so I'm not really mad at what he did. It's part of the game. But the point I'm trying to make is that it was cool to stand behind him as he promoted to our women out there that men this and men that, and then he falls short. But you have a man who has had multiple marriage, one to be married, and try to educate our men and women to be the best version of themselves. It's frowned upon. We all worry about tone and all these other things going on, but we're not really listening to the message. And then these other channels, simping and beta men, where they have disagreement with other platform people, they never argue any points of why they dislike what this person is saying.
Yeah, you
can have a problem with the guy, but what is he saying? Is it right? Is it wrong? That's everybody. Everybody, mediocre tutorial reviews. Anything he's saying, is he right or is he wrong?
Exactly.
Just find it. And if he's wrong, then argue the points. Don't argue the person. That's a shaming tactic. We're all supposed to be educated. How you cannot see that, okay, he's saying some good stuff, but they're looking for a reason to find this. Oh, he been hurt. He's this. He's that. Really? Are we in high school now? Are we still in high school? We all grown adults. And most people who watch these shows are more mature adults. These are not high schoolers watching these people, right? These people are in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever, watching these Manosphere videos on YouTube. So these are educated grown adults who got jobs. So I don't want to hear that kiddie stuff because it's not kids watching. So you should be ashamed of yourself to be a grown man, a grown woman on multiple platforms, huge platforms, talking about other content creators, but do you not argue the points? That's a problem, because no one's perfect. We all got skeleton in our closet. We have the things we didn't do, but you got to start somewhere and grind get to the top, right? So, like I said, we just putting out there that, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't noticed, the mature ones who's able to listen to this on a mature level and understand that, listen, our black men out there are putting great content out there. And we ain't talking about us. We talking about other guys. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about trying to promote us and get the DaChop team out there.
Even though you can join, subscribe, and,
Right. We're not saying don't like us, don't follow us, but what we're saying is that we listen up. We want it, but we're also saying that there's other content creators who's doing it right now on a high level, and we need to get this information out, because the more information gets out, the more that our young generation can learn and understand and make a difference. Because at the end of the day, we have to break the cycle. We have to take care of home. And taking care of our home is the black people. We can't worry about other people and everyone else. You don't hear white women, Asian women, Mexican women talking about, I'm independent. They're not having this conversation. It's for some reason only in our group we're so self-titled with putting these titles on themselves, trying to be better on one another instead of trying to love on each other and grow and be a community. So that's all I had to say today on this topic. Except the thought, y'all, anything you want to say before we close it out, sir?
No, I think that was a reasonable conversation we've just had. Once again, I really want to go back and bite that last top.
Sure.
The last thing you were saying.
Go ahead.
It's the points. You know, it doesn't have to be Kevin. It doesn't have to be Coach Greg. It doesn't have to be mediocre tutorials. It doesn't have to be those guys, because the talking points, they're there. The information's there. Can we at least have an honest discussion in the mainstream media versus acting like none of this stuff is even happening? You know, polite. Don't ignore the topic simply because you don't like the speaker. That's not. We need better. That's the best word I'm gonna say. We need better.
And also, I want to give another quick shout out to another Manosphere group that's killing the game right now, and this is the Fresh and Fit podcast in Miami, Florida. Salute to them.
Yes, sir.
They're killing the game. They're up to 198K subscribers right now, right? But their videos that they're getting right now is crazy phenomenal. Like, so 2 hours ago, 12K views. 16 hours ago, 69. So one day, 160K views in one day. I mean, that's another one, 117. 32, 64, 7. You know, they have. But once again, that's major news. That's major news network numbers. And their channel is talking more to the younger generation. So this like guys is probably from 18 to 26, 27 who's dating and learning these women. And they're Miami, Florida. And if you've been in Miami, Florida, a lot of pretty women there, but it's a fast life. So they educate men how to be a better self, the version of themselves. So it's not just the older group. We have small channels too that are growing, but you don't see them getting the big plugs on these big platforms, Breakfast Club. Like, pay attention. Pay attention. Listen to what these Manosphere groups are saying. Shout out to was it Tasha K? She gets good content as well. Regardless, if you're not happy how she put out, if we can blow up TMZ, right, who puts stuff out all the time with no problem, why can't we blow up Tasha K? She's blowing up. She's huge on YouTube. Why she ain't as big as TMZ? I mean, honestly. Salute to a woman. See, even though we're talking about Manosphere, shout out to our queens who putting content out there. We don't, at least here on the top team, we don't hate all. We love everybody. We support everyone, but we just giving y'all the facts. It's out there. Look it up. You see. And I'm done being. We'll get another topic. Thanks for tuning into the Chop Team. This twinsinc. Seth the Dark Child. This is the Chop Team. Email us at the Chop Team. You can IG, YouTube, all the Chop Team, Twitter, all that. Same name, the Chop Team. We out. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Later.